Okay, so it seems like recently there's been a little bit of a situation going on with a couple of VTubers, and this seems to be a big one again. Obviously we recently had the thing with Novel Horizons, but now it seems like people have been calling out money being stolen from them, including PorcelainMaid and Bao the Whale have come out about their own kind of situations, whatever you call it. But essentially what they say here is, yeah, PorcelainMaid says 4,000, sorry, not 4,000, 40,000 was stolen from me, causing me to shut myself into my house again and overwork like crazy all year from the start. This has been a truck to the gut and it feels like nothing is going my way. Debuts, friends, events, etc. Universe, just throw me a bone, please. You'd think the extra work would be beneficial, maybe more money or more viewers, friends jump out to prop me up at my low, but no. It's all been keeping me at the same level as if if this year was a pit and everything I'm doing extra is just stopping me from falling in. I don't even like to focus on the negative, but just allow me this once to get it out of my system. I've been dealing with this for a while now. So yeah, obviously he's talking about the fact that 40,000 was apparently stolen. Now they don't exactly say who it was or how this happened or whatever. Apparently they're live now talking about it, so obviously we'll keep you guys up to date with that. But essentially we do have a reason though. And Bao actually ended up quote tweeting it literally just like a couple of minutes ago, saying Endra EX3, the owner of KineticFusion, also stole $2,268 of my concert revenue from 2025. Scummy people. It's obviously nothing compared to Joel's whopping 40,000, but I truly hope that the community comes together to help this incredible content creator out of such a terrible situation. Now, again, I'm assuming this means that, they're saying that KineticFusion is also the one that apparently took the money, or sorry, Endra EX3, and they claim has also taken the money, because I don't know why you would mention them if this wasn't to do with this, right? So yeah, of course, who they're talking about here is, yeah, this person here, Endra EX3, who obviously is the founder of KineticFusion. Now, I didn't actually know what this was first because, of course, like a lot of production companies, they tend to not really make themselves too like crazy known. And obviously, yeah, this is KineticFusion here. Seems like they work with a lot of VTubers and stuff. You can see some of the things that they have going on. Starlight Daryl, for example, obviously Bao back in 2025. But yeah, obviously they've been quite quiet since 2025. And 2026 hasn't, really given us anything, right? And that might be for a reason, because of course, yeah, this is the kind of what do you call it, about section of KineticFusion, saying our mission is to combine high production value and unique industry knowledge with a crucial aspect often overlooked in the production space: the human element. Our team of experienced professionals not only bring technical expertise to the table, but also a deep understanding of the human experience and the value of connection. We believe that in order to create truly impactful and successful experiences, we must first understand the needs and motivations of our clients and their audience. So yeah, they're essentially a production company, or whatever you want to call them, that help out with things like concerts and everything. It seems like they do mainly concerts from what I've seen, obviously from the posts and from obviously what Bao was saying, stealing 2,000 from her concert. Now, I don't know how they've done this. I don't know if they've overcharged her. I don't know if they've, added something. I don't know. Maybe like they took some money from the actual event itself. I'm not sure how this happened. Of course, she doesn't really go into detail about it, but obviously that is what Bao is claiming. And obviously they also claim 40,000, which is probably the more crazier number. 40,000 was stolen from PorcelainMaid, which obviously apparently links to KineticFusion. I think obviously because she mentions KineticFusion there. That's the only reason why. So the amount that she's been able to get away with over the years is truly insane. I'm so sorry, Bao. Too many friends and good people get hurt by situations like this. I'm sorry it happened to all of you. So yeah, obviously a lot of people giving them support, saying, shit, is there possibly she's also faking her recent health problems too? Again, I don't know if that's the case. Obviously, apparently she's been talking a lot about her health problems and things. Again, I don't want to speculate on that. Obviously, that's just like none of our business, really. The main thing is obviously the money that was allegedly stolen is the stuff that people, obviously care about. Then from VShojo to Novel Horizons to this, there is just way too much greed from and disgusting activity happening to creators. It's absolutely awful. This continues to happen to good people. Christ, I'm sorry, Bao. So obviously a lot of people, very, very, understanding and you know, sympathetic or empathetic or whatever you want to call it towards them. Of course, as well, lots of people have been supporting PorcelainMaid as well. Obviously, GEEGA, Victoria, Lucia, you know, Marfina. Obviously, everyone's saying, I'm so sorry if you need anything. And obviously, yeah, it sucks. It sucks that they have obviously, this has now forced them to go into this kind of overworking thing. I can understand that, right? If you suddenly lose a lot of money, then it just like draws you into overwork and overwork. Of course, as well, GEEGA apparently complains a little bit about this stuff and drops vague details about the situation. So here's the clip.
I'm just going to read out his tweet because this is some shit that's been bothering me for a hot minute. And I have reference to this because I am not under any NDAs or with any particular companies or anything like that relating to this stuff. Because I know it's not just him. There's several other people that have been in a bad situation. And that's when you've heard me talking about some of this stuff in the past couple months, I was alluding to this stuff, not necessarily from him, but just from like a lot of people in general. Yeah, TLDR, I'm not going to give away like any detail that he doesn't say himself on stream or anything like that, but TLDR, yeah. Is that when you pointed out somebody was streaming a lot recently? Yeah. Yep. Imagine owing people, several people, not just him, many people, upwards of that much, maybe more for some, maybe a little less for some. Imagine owing people that much and then ghosting all of them, giving excuses. Oh, I got to wash my cat. I got to feed my house. Can't do it. And then what do you spend your time doing? Streaming. Why? Because you have to make up the money you potentially maybe already spent or something to pay them? I wonder why. Yeah, it's a crazy amount too. And for someone like him, you know, he's not the biggest streamer who makes that amount of money super easily. That's not an amount that he could sneeze out and be like, oh, that stinks. I'll just take the loss. No. That puts him in a bad situation and he needs that. No, Sakura, he does not owe anyone. He's the one who is owed money.
Yeah, obviously she's talking about this. She's saying that PorcelainMaid, obviously, he doesn't have the kind of streaming capacity to, you know, just make that money back in an instant, right? Lots of streamers have the kind of, you know, luxury of being able to like not worry about a $40,000 debt because they make a lot of money. But obviously with PorcelainMaid, apparently he does not, right? And obviously that's why this is so important because, as you know, the tweet says, he's been working extremely hard, you know, to kind of make up that money, and it just kind of sucks, right? And obviously, you know, GEEGA isn't very forward about the details of it because, of course, she says she's not allowed to like share whatever, you know, they haven't shared. But of course, it seems like it's out now, right? Saying, you know, Endra EX3. That's what Bao is saying, and obviously it seems like it is finally dropped. Saying maybe there's an NDA and he isn't allowed to reveal too much, but honestly, if someone stole 40k of my hard-earned money, I'd make sure whoever did it had their face plastered all over the internet. Which again, I feel like if you do commit a crime like, you know, theft of money, I'm pretty sure that does break the NDA. I'm pretty sure you're allowed to come out about that, but again, I'm not a legal expert. Don't quote me on that one. But of course, yeah, a lot of people have been very, very worried for them. And as I said, you know, GEEGA kind of talked about it.
To clarify, yeah. No, I'm not saying it like that at all. He is owed money. And it's just, and he's one of many. There's a lot more I could say, but I'm not going to. Because I don't want to, if you ever hear me specifically not speak on a thing or on parts of a thing, it's usually related to the legal ramifications, me not wanting to get in the way of something legally that might be happening on the back end, whether it's my own situation or someone else's, you know? But yeah, that's the big drama, though, honestly, of the days is that. And I would encourage you guys to all support him. And if anyone else mentions it, if anyone else brings up that they also are having a similar or said issue, yeah, do support them because, I mean, I hope things work out. I just don't know what recourse they truly have. It fucking sucks. That's why I was like angrily alluding to it.
So yeah, obviously she says if anyone else comes out about it, and obviously, well, Bao has come out about it, and Bao didn't even come out about it like in a way that's like, oh, you know, I also got stolen money, because obviously she could have just said, oh, I also got stolen, you know, 2,000 pounds or whatever, dollars, whatever. You know, I also got that stolen from me, and she could have just left it at that. But it seems like she's dropped the full name and who it is and who everybody is kind of alluding to with this entire situation, which of course is pretty crazy. So I hope that Bao obviously has done her kind of legal research and knows that she's able to say this or not, because as you know, you can see GEEGA is very hesitant to say who it is and very hesitant to kind of reveal that. So of course it is a little bit of a problem, right? But of course, yeah, obviously go and support Joel and Bao, of course, because, you know, it sucks. I know a lot of people don't like Bao and stuff over the past couple of, you know, weeks or so and months over the past dramas, but obviously nobody deserves to get money stolen from them. I don't think anybody would want that to happen to anybody, right? I feel like it just sucks, right? And the same, you know, obviously in the sense of Joel, it seems like, yeah, it's more so like a debt that is owed to them that just wasn't paid, and that wasn't, you know, as she says, like they as Kika said, they were kind of like ghosting them or whatever. So that seems to be like the kind of stolen aspect, and that's how it was stolen. Maybe they gave like 40 grand to them for something, and then it was never returned or something like that. So again, I think that is the kind of premise of things so far, but of course, I'm sure there'll be more information that comes out, you know, as things go on, because as Giga says, there is more people out there who also have been affected by this. So it's obviously not just Bao and Joel. It seems to be way more people too. So yeah, obviously we're gonna have to wait and see who else comes out, who else talks about this, because I think the floodgates have opened now. Obviously the Joel tweet kind of like hints at something, and then obviously Bao just kind of drops the full name there. So I feel like the floodgates might open, more VTubers might come out with their own stories and things now that Bao has kind of, as I said, just kind of broken the camel's back, I guess, or whatever the phrase is. I don't know what you call it, but yeah, that is essentially all there is for this situation. If you guys did enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also, go to GameStop, use my code Kaza, get 10% off. Again, they got a ton of really cool stuff over there. Definitely recommend checking it out. And yeah, see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.